Okay, so imagine this 25,000 people packed into a single neighborhood, not for a concert or a festival, but to watch a soccer match on a giant screen. That's how big the World Cup has become.
That's incredible. And it's not just about the games, it's about how these events bring people together in ways that go far beyond sports.
Welcome to DeActa Daily Digest. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Juniper. Here are today's top stories.
Let's start with the first article, which dives into how the World Cup transformed neighborhoods, parks, and bars into massive hubs of celebration. It's not just about what happens on the field, it's about the ripple effects in communities.
Right? And the scale of these gatherings is just mind-blowing. Like you mentioned, Chula Vista, California, saw 25,000 people come together for a watch party. That's not just a crowd, it's a movement.
And then you have these smaller, more intimate moments like the poolside gathering at the Gaylord Resort. People were casually discussing the match while others watched on a giant screen by an artificial beach. It's such a unique blend of the everyday and the extraordinary.
What really struck me was the story from St. Louis. Over 1,000 fans packed the street outside Amsterdam Tavern, and when a power outage threatened to ruin the experience, two fans stepped up and lifted a TV into view so everyone could keep watching. That's such a beautiful example of community spirit.
It really is. And then there's Seattle, where Mexican fans turned the waterfront into a sea of green, white, and red. The photos captured fans launching into the air, spraying beer, and waving flags. It's pure, unfiltered joy.
And it wasn't just Seattle. The diversity of these gatherings was incredible. Japanese fans in Dallas, Scottish and Haitian fans chanting together in Boston. It's this amazing tapestry of cultures coming together, all united by their love for the game.
What's fascinating is how these events weren't just about celebrating victories. The article mentions a photo of a fan's stunned disappointment after the U.S. was eliminated. It's a reminder that sports bring out both the highs and the lows, and sometimes those lows are just as meaningful.
Exactly. And the article ties it all together by showing how the World Cup isn't just a series of matches. It's about improvised viewing spots, spontaneous acts of goodwill, and the human impulse to gather and share emotions. It's a celebration of community in its purest form.
Speaking of celebrations, let's move on to the second article. Spain and Argentina, facing off in the World Cup final. This one has all the drama you could ask for. Messi's legacy, Spain's rising stars, and the history behind both teams.
It really does feel like a script straight out of Hollywood. On one side, you've got Lionel Messi, arguably the greatest player of all time, in what could be his final World Cup appearance. On the other, you have Spain's young talents, like Lamine Yamal, who's being hailed as the next big thing.
Messi is chasing history, trying to make Argentina only the third nation to win back-to-back World Cups. And his performance in this tournament has been nothing short of legendary. 8 goals, 4 assists, and multiple records broken.
It's almost poetic, isn't it? Messi spent so much of his career in Spain, playing for Barcelona, and now he's facing off against the next generation of Spanish stars. It feels like a passing of the torch moment, or maybe not if Messi has his way.
Spain's journey to the final has been equally impressive. They've outscored their opponents 13-1 in this tournament. That level of dominance is no small feat. Plus, they've got Rodri, who won the Ballon d'Or in 2024, anchoring their midfield. It's a team that's both young and incredibly talented.
And let's not forget the context. This is the 10th World Cup final contested by two past champions. That's a rare occurrence. Plus, the fact that their planned meeting earlier this year for the Finalissima was canceled adds another layer of intrigue. It's like destiny wanted them to meet on the biggest stage possible.
It really is a dream final, and while everyone's focused on Messi and Yamal, I think the team dynamics will ultimately decide the game. It's not just about individual brilliance, it's about how these players come together as a unit.
True, and no matter who wins, it feels like this final will be one for the history books. Messi's legacy, Spain's rise, it's all there. I can't wait to see how it unfolds.
Same here. Now shifting gears completely, let's talk about the third article. This one is heavy, about Israel's victim support system and the criticism it's facing. It's a stark contrast to the first two pieces, but it's an important topic.
Absolutely. The article sheds light on how the system prioritizes disability ratings over actual recovery. Survivors of hostile acts are essentially reduced to numbers, and that approach is failing them and their families.
It's heartbreaking to read about people like Ronnie Katz, who had to stop working to care for her son, or Ron Segov, who can't function as he used to. These are real people with real struggles, and the system isn't giving them the support they need.
And the statistics are alarming. Only 27% of surveyed victims returned to the same level of employment they had before their injuries. Over 60% said their financial situation worsened even after receiving compensation. Those numbers paint a grim picture.
What's even more troubling is how the system seems to penalize progress. The article mentions a psychiatrist who reduced someone's disability rating because they had started studying. That's counterproductive. Recovery isn't linear, and signs of improvement shouldn't be treated as reasons to cut support.
Exactly. And then there's the issue of how narrowly the system defines who qualifies for support. People who suffer severe psychological harm without being physically present at an attack are often overlooked. That needs to change.
The conference participants had some solid recommendations, though, redesigning rehabilitation around an individual's return to functioning, extending support to family members, and building a national mental health system rooted in local communities. These are all steps in the right direction.
Agreed. And I think the emphasis on community-level support is crucial. Recovery isn't just about individual therapy. It's about creating an ecosystem that supports people at every level: family, workplace, community.
It's clear that the current system is under immense strain. The public mental health system, local welfare resources, even the social workers themselves are overwhelmed. If things don't change, the long-term consequences could be devastating.
Definitely. This article is a wake-up call. Psychological rehabilitation shouldn't be treated as a short-term emergency. It's a long-term process that requires systemic change. Hopefully, the next government will prioritize this issue.
Let's hope so. Well, we've covered a lot today. Everything from the joy of World Cup watch parties to the drama of the final and the serious challenges facing Israel's victim support system. Any final thoughts?
Just that these stories, while vastly different, all highlight the importance of connection, whether it's through sports, shared celebrations, or supporting those in need. At the end of the day, it's about coming together as communities and as people.
Well said. And on that note, we'll wrap it up. Thanks for the conversation.
Thank you. Until next time.